I'm Reed Evans. I'm the Mississippi State University Extension 4-H Shooting Sports Coordinator, and today we'll be discussing the hunting and outdoor skills competition. And I have with me Mr. Stephen Tucker. He's a Level 2 hunting and outdoor skills Level 2 certified instructor. All right, Stephen, take it away.
All right, thank you. This is one of the most exciting disciplines to me. For one, you don't get to do just one thing, you get to do several. So to me, it allows me, if I was younger and wanted to participate in this, if I wasn't the best at identifying animals or the best at shooting, it takes an average of everything and it all kind of blends together and I can end up with a good score. So I don't have to be absolutely perfect. I want to do my best and it'll let me do that. So when I'm thinking about the hunting discipline, a lot of times we focus a lot on wildlife ID, and that was something that I learned a long time ago. And a lot of times when I'm looking at wildlife, I want to be able, I can identify them a couple ways. So one is by sight, simply just by looking at the pelt or a piece of that pelt and being able to identify what it is. The other thing I can identify may be some of the skeletal structure, like a skull, and I can tell what that animal eats along with what that animal is just by looking at it. Probably the other thing that we can look at is what an animal leaves behind. Being able to identify scat or feces, that can let me know what's in the area. And then sometimes a track. So my wife usually yells at me because I walk in the house with my shoes on and I bring tracks all inside, mud. And she knows it was me because she knows my track. And we know that that's a black bear footprint. All right, so we can ID animals or mammals that way, or we can look at their antlers. We can also look at birds and identify them by their wings. And a lot of times we look at the colors of the patterns that's on the wings, like that's going to be a mallard, this will be a black duck, and then the next one, this will be a wood duck. So being able to identify what's out there also helps me with my limit when it's time for me to finish at the end of the day. But kind of jump the gun a little bit, I also think about the history of hunting. So in the beginning we were hunter-gatherers. We used our hands when we went out to hunt. And then we progressed to being able to use sticks and stones and then eventually bows and rifles. But originally we did use sticks, stones to harvest our game. The other thing that we use are at the district shoot, we think about the ethics behind everything. So the shoot, don't shoot. At district we'll use 5 different scenarios. We want the youth to understand safe methods at harvesting animals and being safe around our neighbors. At state we'll use the whole archery course for 3D in that same setup. Also behind everything is the wildlife knowledge. So it's not just identifying animals, it's what they need to survive. It's also the safety behind everything. And at district we're going to do archery from now on. The juniors do participate. It doesn't count for a score, and the seniors it will count for a score. So wildlife is supposed to be fun. The hunting discipline is supposed to be something exciting, and not being able to shoot and just taking a test, we wanted to add something to that. So we added the archery to our district shoot. And at the state, they will shoot archery and 22 rifle as well. Also at the state shoot, we're going to do compass. It's going to be a pretty good compass course. Of course, I've never been lost in the woods. I've been slightly misplaced. And having a compass, I carry one with me all throughout turkey season and deer season. Helps me get in and out of the woods. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, kind of elaborate a little bit more about the state competition compared to district there.
Okay, so at state it's going to be a 2-day competition. We will do wildlife ID. We will do, and it's going to be more questions, so it's a lot more. It's not more intense, but it is interesting. Wildlife ID, wildlife knowledge,
written test.
A written test, Again, it's more intense than what the district is. And we have a 22 rifle course that they'll go through, shooting at 2D targets, 3D targets for the archery, and the compass course will go probably 100, 200 yards long. So it's a good competition.
Mm-hmm. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I wished I'd known about it when I.
That's right. It's something, so it makes it fun as far as practices. I'm a level 1 hunting instructor, and I know in the county over the years we've played a lot of games, you know, we've had fake blood trails to just deer stand, tree stand, climbing safety aspects of it, and just a lot of fun of hiding maybe in camo and having the other kids, and, you know, I send one kid out to hide, I guess, and then have the other one try to find them, you know, in a certain area and that kind of stuff. And so it's just a lot of little fun games and all that we do with the kids here. So.
And a lot of times we do say games, but it's an educational thing.
That's right.
From behind the end of it, and we get to after everything's over with, we discuss what we learned.
That's right.
And how it brings the animal aspect into it.
That's right. So, I think we've covered it pretty good. But be familiar, some rules change, and especially here in the last couple of years, this hunting discipline, we've added a lot more to this competition, on the competition end of it. But be familiar with your event handbook, because rules do change. But you can find this on our extension website. You can contact your county extension agent, a 4-H agent, and they can actually order you a hard copy there to have in hand. But remember, this is all educational. It's a lot of fun, but it's very educational, and that's the way we want to keep it. And we appreciate volunteers and agents like Mr. Tucker here that devote their time to this program and leaving a mark on these young people.